ceremony. We are honored today to celebrate the amazing accomplishments of our 2022 graduates in completing all requirements for graduating high school. What a journey you've experienced to get to this point in your life. You've overcome adversities you never thought you would, and you've been successful and will continue to persevere in life after high school. Take a moment to celebrate all you've accomplished in order to be here. Science labs, history projects, essays for English, solving multi-step math equations, and maybe a little cooking or writing up a marketing plan. These are just your academic accomplishments. While you relish these achievements, let's not forget to appreciate all the support you received to reach this point. Your learning coaches, parents, guardians, family, friends, teachers, advisors, and so many more have been here to support you in reaching this milestone in your life. Thank you to everyone who has supported our graduates along the way and are sharing in this joyous experience. I am proud of each and every one of you and can't wait to see what your future holds. I would like to thank our speakers today, Executive Director Jamie Stiles, Board of Director Member Franklin Roberts, and our readers of names, Madison Jackson, Jen Brazes, and Margie Paulson. I'm now going to pass it over to our Executive Director, Jamie Stiles, who will be providing a message to the class of 2022.
Greetings, ORVA community. I am so honored to be addressing you all today in my first year in the role of Executive Director. I began my journey with ORVA as a teacher when the school opened in 2008. And lovingly stayed as we grew from a small K-8 of under 600 students to a K-12 school with over 3,400 students at our highest peak. I am grateful for the many students, families, and staff that I've known over the years, and I'm so proud as each graduating class exits our virtual doors in the spring. I have witnessed many students to go on and do great things, and I know this class will do the same. I would like to start by sharing a new ORVA tradition with you today. I will be reading our land acknowledgement statement honoring the indigenous peoples of Oregon. Every community owes its existence and vitality to generations from around the world who contributed their hopes, dreams, and energy to making the history that led to this moment. Some were brought here against their will, some were drawn to leave their distant homes and hope for a better life, and some have lived on this land for more generations than can be counted. Truth and reconciliation are critical to building mutual respect and connection across all barriers of heritage and difference. We begin this effort to acknowledge what has been buried by honoring the truth. The ORVA offices are located on the ancestral and occupied lands of the Confederate tribes of the Coos, Lower Umpqua, and Swislaw, and the Confederate tribes of the Siletz Indians. As we gather virtually and in person, we acknowledge that we all are on ancestral and occupied lands of the Burns Paiute, the Cow Creek of Umpqua, and the Confederate tribes of the Grand Ronde, Umatilla, Warm Springs, Coquille, and Klamath, and many more who call this place home. We pay respects to their leaders, elders past, present, and future. Please take a moment to consider the many legacies of violence, displacement, migration, and settlement that brought us together here today. Now for you, class of 22, you have made many choices that have culminated into you sitting before me today, ready to walk across this stage at the precipice of a new life chapter. Because you're human, I know every choice was not easy or quick or comfortable. Some choices were subtle, almost involuntary, while others towered like mountains before you, obscuring your view of what lies ahead. Maybe you chose to climb that mountain even though you've never done such a thing before. It feels intimidating as you struggle to find each foothold, yet you keep pushing forward, scaling the face more confidently as you ascend. Becoming more confident with each choice as you persevere at this task that once felt impossible. learning as much, if not more, from your missteps as you do from your successfully navigated ones. Those slip-ups inform you about the terrain, the intensity of each obstacle, and the parts of yourself you can rely upon to pull you through difficult situations. You will learn so much in these moments of learning disguised as failures. Never dwell on the choices that seemed wrong, as the outcomes will only illuminate alternative paths forward. The important part is to keep moving forward. While you may not always have the choice in what happens in your life, you always have the choice on how you will react. The magic lies in how we choose to receive these experiences and how we'll use them to shape our lives. May your choices continue to bring you to experiences like today, celebrating the great accomplishment of your graduation, and that your missteps do not keep you down, but instead light a fire inside of you that fuels your momentum forward. As F. Scott Fitzgerald scribed, we can make the best or the worst of it. I hope you make the best of it. And I hope you see things that startle you. I hope you feel things that you've never felt before. I hope you meet people with a different point of view. I hope you live a life you're proud of. If you find that you're not, I hope you have the strength to start all over again. Congratulations, ORVA Class of 2022. Stand proud in your accomplishments and enjoy the celebration tailor-made for you today.
Good afternoon. Y'all hear me in the back?
Yeah.
I've never been accused of being quiet, so I hope so. My name is Franklin Roberts, and I am on the Board of Education for ORVA. Welcome parents, family members, staff, administrators. But for the graduating class of 2022, welcome doesn't seem to be grand enough of a greeting from just me. So I'm going to ask everyone in attendance to raise your voice, clap, scream, cheer, and make as much noise as you can for the graduates of ORVA for the class of 2022. Get up! On a personal note, I would like to say that this is the coolest time I have ever donned these robes, and that includes the first time I got them. I was honored when asked to speak here today. As a board member, I've worked with my fellow board members to ensure what is best for ORVA students is fundamental in every decision that we make. And now I get to stand up here and I get to look at you, our students, and share in your success. And that is really, really cool. So wow, you did it. Now a lot of people have had their hands in your success, but we could talk about them later. Because with all of their help and all the help that you received, in the end, it was you that had to do all the heavy lifting. Some of these things came easy. Some of these things came with sweat and tears. And if your academic career was anything like mine, way plenty tears. So now you're done. You've reached a career milestone and you have my permission to revel in it, to enjoy your success. We often don't take the time to pause, enjoy our victories and enjoy our successes. We accomplish something and we immediately think about what's next and what's on the horizon. So the teacher in me is forced to put down some kind of lesson in this speech. It's what I do. So that lesson is to take time to celebrate your accomplishments. The next thing is waiting for you, and it will always be there. It won't escape when you take a minute to sit back and look, and you look around and you say, look what I have accomplished. Don't go overboard, but just some time to acknowledge your hard work and those tears that you shed to get it done. It is with a great honor that I congratulate the class of 2022. It was an honor and a privilege to serve you during your time at ORVA. And remember, it is not, are you ready for the world, but is the world ready for you? Congratulations.
And now we want to invite our valedictorian speakers to come up on stage, and they are going to give a speech. We have Emma Arnold. When I call your name, please come on up. Summer Clothier, River Honkanen, Fatima Zahar, and Ambika Vyas.
I'm probably going to mess this up, but that's exactly what I said when I started this high school journey. But here we all are. I'd like to quickly thank all of you for making this moment possible. I know all of you have worked very hard to get where we are today, smiling and waving our hats high in the air for the future that we will create separately and together. However, I certainly did not get this opportunity to stand up at this podium and help lead the class of 2022 into the bright future we have alone. My mother made my schedule every day, and I know I'm part of the reason why she has some gray hairs. I thank you truly for every annoying moment I caused. Miss Brady and Mr. Mannon for opening up doors to students, giving us a glimpse of what we can make of ourselves. Counselors like Ms. Capel, who I had the privilege of working with, made a lot of stress lift off my shoulders. Emailing more than 10 kids is exhausting. I get tired after emailing too. How you guys do it, I have no idea. It's the little things in life my father says to me, and my high school journey was filled with happy and sad moments. But my classes are the things that made those little moments enjoyable, like when Mr. Isbell would rickroll us that one April Fool's, or when Miss Littner made an art community that brought me to some really great friends. I'm sad to leave ORVA, and like some of you who are scared of leaving, I'm scared of the future. A man named C.S. Lewis said there are far, far better things ahead than we leave behind. We may leave the memories we made here at ORVA, but we head into the promising future that lays before each and every one of us. The definition of success does not come from the amount of money that lies within your pockets, or the number of degrees that hang on your wall. That money and degrees do sound nice though. However, none of it will matter if it does not bring you happiness. When we go home today, I want all of you to ask yourself this question. What makes you happy? Once you have an answer, that will most likely be the right one. Don't think so hard. Just pick a direction and walk. Remember, you can change the direction or the street you walk on anytime. Rest your feet. No one's gonna boss you around to do, you're graduates. Enjoy the journey it takes to reach your dreams. It took us 12 years to get to this moment, and we are going to soak in it because it was our goal. But this moment will go with the sun. This journey is what mattered, and if you enjoyed it, that is the meaning of success, and that is the meaning of life. Congratulations, class of 2022. Let's start another journey towards happiness.
Congratulations to us for getting ourselves to this point despite how many obstacles were thrown our way. Moving forward, the time will pass no matter what. So we should take this momentum of success and set ourselves up for the future. Whether you decide to go to college, start a career, or even if you're uncertain, believe in yourself and do what you feel is right. This chapter of our lives is ending forever, and a new adult beginning is upon us. Life is forever changing, so trust yourself and put things in place to ensure you are secure in life. It will pay off. I am proud of you all for how far we have come, and I appreciate ORVA for my success, for allowing me to learn at a pace that best suited me. I want to thank my father for pushing me to be great, my mother for raising me with discipline, and my teachers for giving me support. In these past 4 years, high school has taught me about perseverance and continuing my success in education. Here's to the class of 2022. Now I'd like to introduce my fellow valedictorian, River Honkanen.
Hi everyone, my name is River Honkanen, and I want to share with you one of my favorite stories. There were two twin brothers, and they were polar opposites of one another. One was an optimist, and one was a pessimist. Their parents had no idea why this was, and they wished to balance their personalities, so they took them to a psychologist. And he said that on the twins' birthday, the parents give the pessimist the nicest toy that they can afford, and the optimist a pile of manure. So on the day of their birthday, their parents gave each their gift. When they looked into the pessimist room, they heard him complaining, saying how the toy would break. All his friends had better toys, and how he didn't like the color. And when the parents looked into the optimist room, they saw him gleefully playing in and throwing manure. When they asked why he was so happy, he replied, grinning from ear to ear, "You can't fool me. Where there's this much manure, there's gotta be a pony."
Yeah.
This story reminds me of Philippians chapter 4, verse 11 through 13. "Not that I speak from any personal need, for I have learned to be content and self-sufficient through Christ, satisfied to the point where I am not disturbed or uneasy, regardless of my circumstances. I know how to get along and live humbly in difficult times, and I also know how to enjoy abundance and live in prosperity. In any and every circumstance, I have learned the secret of facing life, whether well-fed or going hungry, whether having an abundance or being in need. I can do all things which He has called me to do, through Him who strengthens and empowers me." These past few years have been challenging for all of us, and I want to thank ORVA for being so helpful. I also want to thank teachers, staff, advisors, and counselors for their endless support and assistance throughout my education. Thanks to my parents and my brother for being there for me throughout my 13-year-long journey and helping me with any problem or challenge. But most of all, I want to thank my Heavenly Father for being my strength, peace, sufficiency throughout my life, for lighting the way and guiding my every step. Graduates, whether you are going into college, trade school, military, a job, or something else entirely, you have a journey before you, and it may not be easy. Sometimes you may be faced with a pile of manure, but will you see the pony in the outcome? The secret of facing life is to be blessed, no matter what the circumstances, as stated in Philippians. Just remember that in life, the happiest people don't necessarily have the best of everything. They just make the best of everything. Congratulations, class of 2022, and all the best on your journey.
Can y'all hear me? Well, my name is Fatima Zahra. I've been at ORVA for the last 6 years, and I think one of the best things that an ORVA student can walk away with from a fully virtual environment is a habit of independence. Our way of learning is a great way to source motivation. We've had access to so many wonderful teachers and staff who were there along the way, always making sure we were checking in on us and helping out whenever needed. They've been considerate and understanding for as long as I've been a part of this school. All the way until the last few days, the teachers and advisors kept reaching out and emphasizing that there was still time and space for improvement, there always will be. Some of us here have our next few years and maybe even more all planned out already. But I'm sure a lot of people are still wondering what to do or just have a vague idea. There's nothing wrong with that. It actually reminds me of something that sticks with me from my time as an English student. It's that some of the best stories are the ones that become so immersive along the way that the writer themselves isn't sure how it'll end anymore. So it's okay not to know. It's more than okay. But just look forward to the future through good or bad. In this future, we'll be put in lots of situations, both personally and professionally, where we're given the choice to either go the extra mile or stick to the bare minimum.
However you responded to these kinds of decisions in grade school, that doesn't have to affect your future opportunities. Excuses like "I don't deserve this" or "I wouldn't benefit anyone by doing this" aren't right, because if you can do something for yourself, that's more than a good enough reason to do it. The way some of us have grown up makes it seem like you have to want a career that directly helps others, or else you're not making an impact. On the contrary, I think that if you're happy somewhere, wherever that is, you'll definitely make an impact whether you intend it or not. If a person isn't fit for a goal, they wouldn't be presented with its challenges. Sometimes you have to blindly trust that your opportunities and your successes aren't mistakes, and that some accomplishments are going to be just about you. We weren't face to face, but despite that, my teachers and classmates have given me so much in terms of encouragement and experience as a high schooler. I wish I could mention all the names I'm grateful to right now, but there are too many here, and I would hate to miss one by accident. But I do want to give a special thanks to Ms. Sturrock, Ms. Jackson, Ms. Punchakar, Mr. Rainey, and Ms. Brady. More than anything else, I'm happy I get to vocally thank you all today for the way you were able to bring even an online education to life for me. Thank you so much to every one of you for getting us here. And finally, another huge congratulations to our learning coaches, families, and our class of 2022.
Thank you for letting me speak here today. I vividly remember the day when I made to join ORVA around 6 years ago. Like anything change in life, this decision was something I was a little unsure about, but I was also fully confident and passionate to create a learning environment at home. One of the first few fascinating learning experiences I had was building an ocean erosion model in the 4th grade with my mom. Not only did I have a better understanding of the kinds of events happening around our world, but I was also able to learn it in an environment where I could freely be curious without the fear of the bell dismissal sound. The ways I was able to plan out my day on my own with no obstructions captivated me to continue with ORVA throughout middle and high school. Throughout those years, I've met some of the most hardworking, supportive teachers and staff members who helped me reach my academic goals, such as taking college classes at 14 or writing for the high school newsletter. Despite us being in completely different parts of the state, ORVA teachers did a phenomenal job to create a learning experience that was equally clear and engaging, and I could always find something that caught my eye. What's especially important about my high school experience at ORVA was how the COVID-19 pandemic brought uncertainty to education, but ORVA was a unique exception to this. Since ORVA already put such a large emphasis on learning from home, I was able to do that while participating in extracurriculars while I developed worthwhile friendships with my ORVA students. Right now, at the end of it all, I can confidently say ORVA was one of the best decisions I've chosen, and so did meeting the people here. Recent events have made the future unpredictable and a little scary, but I strongly believe that we, the class of 2022, will go on to do powerful, world-changing things. I am excited for the new adventures college and the future will bring, and I'm also hope to stay in touch with those that I've met at ORVA and hear all your stories for the future. My high school may have not had a football field or locker rooms, but it does have a community of people dedicated towards fostering and enriching learning experience, even in its very own backyard. Thank you, ORVA. Thank you to my learning coaches, my parents, my friends who support me along the way, and congratulations to my fellow graduates of 2022.
And now the reason we're all here. We are going to recognize each and every one of our students while we read their names, and they walk across this stage and get their diploma. Yeah.